To put this in a perfect square form, we need to half of -5 first. So this means that this is equal to half of 5. I just write 5/2 first. So I square it. Now if I expand this one out, it will give me up to here with 5/2 all square extra. So 5/2 all square is just same as 25/4. So I take it out. So this means that this the same. So now the plus 2, I just write this down. So which is add 2. So the next step is I just simplify this. That's all it is. So I just write this first. X minus 5/2 all square. So 2 minus 25/4. So which give me 17/4. So therefore, the turning point is 5/2 and -17/4. So therefore, vertex equal 5/2 is just 2.5. 4 -17/4. So it's just -4 and 1/4. Now we need to find y-intercept. So y-intercept is when x equal to 0. So I just write y-intercept. So when x is equal to 0. So when x equals to 0, so x squared, so that means 0 squared, it gives me 0. 5 times 0 is 0. So 2 is a y-intercept. So it's 2. Now, next step is we need to find x-intercept. So next step is we need to find x-intercepts. So x-intercepts is when y is equal to 0. So we can make this equal to 0, but I'm not going to do that because I already convert into perfect square form. So I just use this to solve it. I just write x-intercept first. X-intercept, that means when y equals 0. So when y equals 0, this means that x minus 5/2 all square minus 17/4 is equal to 0. So I move this on this side. So this is x minus 5/2 all square is equal to 17/4. So I square root both sides. So which is x minus 5/2 is equal to plus or minus. Every time you square root, you must have a plus or and a minus. So which is square root of 17 over square root of 4, which is 2. Because if I square root this one here, so it's just same as square root of 17 over square root of 4. So but square root 4 is 2. So that's how I get this. So now x must equal to, I move this on this side. So that means 5/2 plus or minus square root of 17/2. So this will give me 5 plus or minus square root of 17/2. So I can just put this in the calculator. So one is plus, the other one is minus. So which is x equal to 5 minus square root of 17/2, which give me 0.44 from a calculator. And x equal to 5 plus square root of 17 divided by 2. I just put in the calculator, give me 4.56. So now we can just graph it. So the turning point is 2.5, -4.25, roughly here. And x and y intercept, I just draw first and then I label later. In this way, it's easier to graph, that's all. So we just get this first, like that. So now I just connect this point and just roughly, there you go. So this one here is 2.5 and -4.25. So this one here, x-intercept, is 5 plus square root of 17/2, where this one here is 5 minus square root of 17/2. and the y-intercept is 2. I just write 2 here. And that's it. I label the functions, which is y is equal to x squared minus 5x plus 2. Please stop the video and do this one yourself. First of all, I have the negative 3 first. So which is 3 over 2. I just write in improper fraction first. So that give me x minus 3 over 2 all square. Now if I expand this out, it give me up to here with 3 over 2 all square extra. So which is, I take it out, so which is 3 or all 3 over 2. Like 3 over 2 all square, which is 9 over 4. So I just minus that out. So 9 over 4, and this plus 1, I just write this down. So add 1. So now I just simplified minus 9 over 4 plus 1. So I just write this out first. So 3 over 2, and then minus 9 over 4 plus 1, which give me 5 over 4. So just go 9 over 4 minus, so this is 1 here if you like, and then it's become 4 over 4. So 4 minus 9 is minus 5, so minus 5 over 4. Otherwise, just use your calculator. So now, the vertex is minus 3 over 2, which is 1.5. The y value is negative 5 over 4, so negative 5 over 4, it's just like 1.25. To find y-intercept, so that is when x is 0. So I just write y-intercept first. Y-intercept, which is when x is 0. So when x is 0, 0 squared give me 0. 3 times 0 is 0. So the answer is 1. So y-intercept is 1. Now to find x-intercept, that is when y is equal to 0. I just write x-intercept first. X-intercepts is when y is equal to 0. So when y equal to 0, so to factorize this is impossible. We need to use quadratic formulas. But we're not going to use that because we already have imperfect square form. So I just use this to solve it. So y equals 0. This means that x minus 3 over 2 all square minus 5 over 4 is equal to 0. So I move this on this side. So this means that x minus 3 over 2 all square, which give me 5 over 4. Then I square root both sides. So which is x minus 3 over 2 is equal to square root that 5 over 4, but don't forget every time square root you have a plus or a minus. So square root 5 over 4 is the same as square root 5 over square root of 4. So which underneath here it give me 2. So I just cross this out. So it's become 2 square root of 5. Then I move this minus 3 over 2 on this side, become positive. So become 3 plus minus root 5 all over 2. So therefore, x-intercept is 3 minus root 5 over 2 or 3 plus root 5 over 2. So if you want to find out exactly where it is, it's actually equal to 0.38 and 2.62. Now we can just graph the function so that the turning point or vertex is 1.5 and negative 1.25. So 1.5, negative 1.25 is roughly here somewhere. And y-intercept is 1, so up there somewhere. And then an x and y-intercept, all information there. So I just graph it first, then I label. So it's easier to graph, that's all. So just get this. And I just start from here. And roughly There you go. So this is 1. So this one here is 3 plus root 5 over 2. Or you can write 2.62. This one here, 3 minus root 5 over 2. Or you can write 0.38. And the vertex, we need to label all these important features, okay? So which is -1 and 1/4. And of course, don't forget to label the function. So y is equal to x squared minus 3x at 1. Thank you so much for watching.